Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle, Washington.
This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Baltimore Ravens.
And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They run it with Carson, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on 1st down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
On 2nd down, here's the option.
And he's got room. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. 1st down. Now a give right side. It's Carson, and they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage. All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32.
Justin Matabike
in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. And Myers able to knock it through. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Escaping the pressure right. 1st down and more for Jackson. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. This is something that we've seen from Lamar Jackson since back in his Louisville days. He can be so dangerous with the RPO.
Yeah, and whoever designed the RPOs, it's almost like they had a guy like Lamar Jackson in mind because of his ability to do everything. He can tuck it and throw it. He can tuck it and run it. He can hand it off inside when he gets the right read. The bottom line is most teams want him to hand it off because when he takes off and goes, he can break down a defense.
And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1. Eluding the pressure right. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. They run from the shotgun with Murray. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Forced out to his left. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
From the gun, Jackson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The 330-pounder Al Woods brings a boom on the sack. And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match. And maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
So a return of serve, so to speak, here on the second drive of our game as they respond to that opening field goal with 3 of their own.
I like that. Go a little tennis on me.
I know you. You like to mix it up with sports.
They crack a forehand back out and they get a backhand. What was the return on?
It was a backhand.
I like that.
Really good backhand.
It's a nice top spin on the
a little bit.
I love it. Almost a mirror image when you really get down to it. I thought that was pretty good stuff.
Gosh.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That good for 19 and a first down.
First and 10.
Oh, they'll try the sweep. It's Lockett with it. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and 11 coming up.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side. This is caught inside the 15. And they're going to have this in a great spot way down in Baltimore territory. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. The broken tackle could not free him as he's brought down at the 10-yard line. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
Boy, that one was well read defensively, and this is all about diagnosis as a safety and being decisive, because he saw it setting up in front of him, able to knife through there and make the play.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Russell Wilson, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is now 10-3. Touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And they've got just over 50 seconds to go till halftime, so they can try to put something together if they want.
Flushed out right. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Dancing to his left. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Got your mouth, Johnson.
Second down and 3.
Jackson. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off by Jamal Adams.
And the Seahawks are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number one. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Now Wilson.
They'll set up the screen to Dallas.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
When you run a screen pass really well, you gotta like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
On 2nd and inches, Wilson. Carson the first down and more. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
First and 10 at the 39-yard
line. Again, Wilson. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
2nd and 10 now, Wilson.
He goes right back to Metcalf, this time complete.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 21. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Both these teams going through their final adjustments before heading back out of the locker room. Time for us to go back out to Lumen Field, where we rejoin Brandon God.
Any toys or little Kindle? Look at your Kindles. Look at your stuff.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter.
Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
Gosh, get stuff out of your mouth, babe.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them. Because is it going to win the game? No. But you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
First down, Ravens.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down.
Well, that was Carlos Dunlap who got in to take him down. It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I can dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
Another try after the first down sack. Jackson. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And he gets this to the
To
other
the
side
house.
of
Don't leave it all
midfield
in the
across
house,
the
okay?
45
Only
before
outside.
going out. He was held without a
Okay.
catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and
We
he
only
also
need a
picks
pass
up a
when we're
first down.
outside. Okay? Okay. We don't need a pass in the house, Josh. Okay? All right.
Now it's Jackson. Going with a screen for Murray. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
So still 14 yards to go, second down.
Escaping the pressure right. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation.
Looked to me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield, and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
He finds his man complete. That's Murray.
And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
On first down, Murray. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Eluding the pressure right. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A good pickup there, 21 yards. They'll try to run it in with Murray. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Second and goal from inside the 5. Being chased out left. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson taking it in from 4 yards out.
And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying this ball game here in the final moments of the third quarter.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece.
They're going to show you how to play one day, okay? All right? Wait a minute. They got to finish. Let me finish, and then we'll do the tickle. Okay. More. Okay. Wait a minute, not yet.
Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here.
And this will come out to the 25 as Reed opts for the touchback.
Okay, more. Wait.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out.
And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Chris Carson, 75 yards.
And the Seahawks, on the final play of the third quarter, have taken the lead.
And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Myers connects on the PAT, and they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30.
Then we'll do the tickle game. Okay? Not yet. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay. We'll do more. Okay. More.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. On first down, it's Murray. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Flushed out.
Ooh, man!
19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Okay,
When you got a quarterback like this dead to rights, you got to make sure to wrap up. Instead, though, he breaks free and off he goes.
Yeah, and at the risk of sounding just a little bit trite, this is just a tackle that needs to be made. It's one thing when you've got a bruising 230-pound running back coming your way, but when it's a quarterback who's running for his life, your teammates will tell you, you've got to get him on the ground.
They'll run on first down. Murray. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. Throwing is Jackson, sliding out of the pocket. And that will be incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Here we go, it's Jackson on 4th down. And it's incomplete, they cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Their defense forced the turnover on downs. They've got the lead. They're in good shape, but can't go into a shell here, right? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, because they're still a long way away from kneel down time. So you got to work on getting first downs, keep the sticks moving, right? Keep the clock going, and above all, ball security. Don't turn it over.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. To throw is Wilson. Flush, and he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. Justin Ellis able to run him down for a loss of a yard. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And here's a big one now. Try to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Marlon Humphrey with the tackle defensively.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Here's the first carry for Alex Collins. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. They go again with Collins. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So the victory here for Seattle, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
Let me stop the thing there for a minute. Get up. Hey, man. Man, his shoulders.